Hello, friends. Welcome to another GI trailer breakdown. I am Alex Stadnik. Joined with me today, Marcus Stewart. Hello, sir.
Cowabunga, Alex.
Oh, cowabunga indeed. And then we are also joined by the bearded one, Joe Juba. Hello, Joe.
Hello. Good morning in cowabunga. Yes.
Indeed. Today we are looking at the freshly released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. And we're going to kind of break down the trailer, go over it. We're going to talk over it as well. So if you want to watch the main trailer, they have it on their main YouTube page. So definitely go watch that. But we're going to give our thoughts and kind of talk about our excitement for this, which I think is very palpable, gentlemen.
Yeah, I am excited for this for sure.
Because you're a brawler fan, right, Joe?
I am. It's funny because like this, it was one of my favorite genres back in the arcade days. You know, I don't know necessarily that it translates to a modern setting in terms of like evolution. Great, but I still love playing them.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. It's like good comfort food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Marcus, you're probably the office's biggest Streets of Rage fan, so you're into this genre as well, right?
I love this genre. I love Streets of Rage 4. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and grew up with Turtles in Time and like Hyperstone Heist and those arcade games. So when I found out this was happening, I basically did a backflip, a very Turtles-like backflip, and then I ordered a pizza.
Oh, of course,
to celebrate, as you do. Yeah. That whole intro there, by the way, is just so good. Like the remix version of the classic '87 theme song, which, fun fact, is performed by Mike Patton from Faith No More.
Oh, whoa! I did not know that.
Yeah, that intro is just like pure candy, right? It shows you it's that classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song that just like sends me back into like when I was a kid. But then all of those, so like some pretty obscure Turtles characters, like that, I forget his name even, but that robot samurai looking thing, that Triceratops guy, like I remember those as being like, you know, fifth wave toys that I would buy. They're pretty deep cuts, right?
And it kind of speaks to the teams. If you go on Game Informer, I wrote the big preview where I talked to Dotemu and Tribute Games who are working on this game, and they're pretty much all just giant fanboys for that 1987 series, and we're kind of determined to like cram in as many references to that show as they could. Like apparently they rewatched the entire series while they were making this game.
Oh, cool.
Because I asked them, I was like, "Oh, this is awesome," but like, you know, what made you guys want to choose this version of the Turtles as opposed to the other animated versions that have come since, whether it's like the 2003 show or the Nickelodeon 3 show? And that was pretty much the only reason. We're like, nah, we grew up with this one, and we felt that because, you know, it was this series that the series had its best run in video games, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to argue that this was pretty much the best era of TMNT video games. There were some good games here and there after that, but this is kind of what you think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, the arcade game, Turtles in Time, for me, those are the two that stand out.
Definitely. Yeah, so are you guys are cool with like the pixel style and everything you're seeing in the brief gameplay look?
I am.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was actually really encouraging. Nothing against Streets of Rage, but there's Streets of Rage 4, which like I played and enjoyed. But I was kind of hoping that they would go with more of a pixelated look for that rather than the smoother art style that they landed on.
Yeah, for sure. Marcus, how about you?
Yeah, I like Streets of Rage 4 style, but like. This, like, again, capturing that nostalgia and just creating those warm, fuzzy feelings. I don't mind that it's the pixelated style, and it looks smoother, like, animation-wise, so it's not, like... If you go back to those old games, they're a little bit rough in the animation department, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds here. Do you guys have a favorite turtle, and why is it Donatello?
Well, okay, see, now that's a huge question, because if you're talking about the video games, there are obvious mechanical advantages to having the reach of the staff, right? Like that was, especially if you're talking about the old school NES Turtles game.
For sure.
If you're just talking about like favorite turtle personality-wise, it's got to be Raphael.
Oh, I'm a sucker for Mike and his pizza craving ways.
Okay, so we got kind of a nice spread. So that means when we play this together, I don't have to fight you guys to be Donatello then.
Yeah, that's nice, actually. That'll be good.
No.
That's good, because I used to give people the meanest side eye when they would grab Donatello before me. Like, I almost not want to play the game.
Marcus got kicked out another up down again for not getting the character he wanted.
Exactly. It's just like, you really chose Donatello. Like, I know you don't know me and what I like, but you did that.
But I mean, just looking at this gameplay and this screen in particular, like, it looks like they are really, really tapping into that nostalgia for it, right? Like, just with some pretty, I mean, I haven't done a deep dive into every single move that the Turtles are doing, but it seems like it's, some pretty straightforward, fun brawling mechanics,
For sure. And I actually asked them about Donatello, like if he's still going to be objectively the best character, or are they going to be balanced a little better? Yeah. And they didn't go into a ton of detail, but it seemed like they were taking that in consideration of because I was like, I love Raphael as a character, but like he always seemed like the worst turtle to use because the Sai have such a short range.
For sure.
It seems like they are aware of that and that they're trying to make all four of them viable as characters. So that's nice.
For sure. Did they say... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, yeah, my question for Marcus is, like, when you're talking with him, did you get a sense at all if there's any sort of... Because, like, is there any sort of, like, progression system or any sort of, like, depth beyond the sort of moment-to-moment combat?
You took my question.
No, I don't know for sure. They didn't give that impression. They were very, very coy about general gameplay stuff. So, because the game is still, from the impression I get, relatively early. Like, it doesn't have a release window. If I had to guess personally, I wouldn't expect it until next year, but that's me. Hopefully it's sooner than that. But yeah, it seemed like, unlike, like, say, Scott Pilgrim, which, Tribute Games has developers that worked on that game, it seems like this is a lot more closer to like a faithful recreation of those old games. So I'm not expecting that, but who can say? Maybe they do throw that in there.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I enjoy brawlers across the spectrum for, like, with different levels of depth like that. But I feel like just for me personally, I always like to see a little more than just the, light attack, heavy attack stuff. But
for sure,
that doesn't make me any less excited to jump back into the Turtles. And, like, even in that intro trailer, you're seeing characters like Baxter Stockman showing up again, and you get the Technodrome, that classic thing, like. And also, I wonder, because the trailer also shows April O'Neil and Splinter sort of in action poses, right? So, like, I wonder, are they going to have, like, other playable characters, or is it strictly the Turtles?
So, Joe, I asked that because I noticed that in the trailer too, and they did not confirm or deny either way.
Okay,
sassy. I like it.
But you didn't get a sense that it was like, we're not talking about it, wink, wink, as much as just like, we're just not talking about that right now.
Kind of like that. It seemed like there was a little bit of a wink, wink. But yeah, because I also asked about Casey Jones, who was noticeably absent in this trailer.
Oh yeah, he is.
And they also would not comment on that.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Well, gents, Marcus, did they say what consoles this is coming to?
They didn't specify consoles. It is coming to consoles and PC. Like, there's a Steam page up now, so you can wish list it, but they have not landed on specific consoles. But I would be surprised if it didn't just come to, like, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Yeah. Just because, I mean, I don't think this game looks like it's going to require a ton of horsepower.
For sure.
So yeah, I would expect across the board.
Cool. Sounds good.
I also like the fact that we see him surfing, which definitely points to more like vehicle levels, right?
Yeah. Yes. So Joe, I asked about that too.
Jeez, he's got all the questions.
This man, he's got it all. Yeah.
Or actually, no, that just means you're smart. You're thinking ahead.
Well, yeah, because you were asking, like, if you want, you don't want it just to be a bunch of punching and kicking constantly, which is fine to an extent. And I asked about that because that's what the old Turtles games had, like, like the little hoverboard levels and stuff.
Yeah.
And again, they wouldn't confirm or deny either way, but they said they were aware of, how cool it would be to have levels that break that stuff up.
I mean, why would you put this in the trailer if there wasn't a surfboarding level?
Yeah, for real.
Right?
Exactly. That would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, the turtles don't really need to surf, by the way. They're turtles, but it's cool. It's cool that they do.
Maybe they just need to go faster in the water.
For sure.
True.
Well, gentlemen, I think this is a good look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. As we said, no release window yet, but first impression looks pretty good. So Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. If you like this, be sure to go check out our YouTube page. We have a bunch of other trailer breakdowns, like for Mortal Kombat and Pokemon Legends. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and go check out the magazine. You won't regret it. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.